In this video, we'll be applying a temporary tattooth with color modified bonding agent. To start, I like to size up the image on the tooth. Make sure we have the right size image for the tooth. In a previous step, I would have etched the tooth for about 15 seconds and rinsed and dried. Then I'd go ahead and put some cotton roll isolation there to keep the tooth dry. And we'll go ahead and start applying our Colorant modified bonding agent. If you haven't watched our video on how to prepare the Colorant modified bonding agent, go ahead and take a look at that. Kind of gives you a better idea on how much colorant to add to the bonding agent. If you notice here, I got a little bit down right at the gingival margin. If you wipe the colorant off your brush and go back with a kind of a clean brush just right by the gingival margin, the little bristles of your micro brush will suck up any extra that has gotten onto the gingival tissue. Go ahead and cure the first layer. In this case, I probably could have added a little bit more colorant to the bonding agent. It's looking a little bit thin, but it's really not that big of a deal. You can just add a few extra layers of your colored bonding agent to the tooth to get the color that you want. Looks like we've gotten the color that we're looking for. Just adding a little extra here before we do a final cure. Looks like we have enough coats of the color modified bonding agent on the tooth to get the color that we want. We're going to do our final cure here. You might notice there's a little color on the adjacent tooth and down by the gingival margin. It's pretty easy to clean that up just with a finishing burr. We're going to go ahead and get the tooth ready to apply the image to the color modified tooth. I add a little bit of non-colored bonding agent to the surface, and then I take the image and those locking forceps, position it where I want it, and because that bonding agent is uncured, the last layer that we put on it, the image should stick to the bonding agent. Allows us to shape it and position it where we want it, then apply a little bit of clear bonding agent over the top of the image again. After you apply a little bit of clear bonding agent to the image, the white of the image will go translucent. You can hit it with a clearing light to make sure you have the right position. And then come back and apply a couple of coats of clear bonding agent over the surface and cure in between coats. These additional layers of bonding agent will protect the image from abrasion or toothbrushing, and it should hold on for a pretty good long time. Again, if you etch the tooth before applying, it'll stay on a lot longer. Like I mentioned before, we got a little bit of the colorant down by the gingival margin and on the adjacent tooth. It's really not a big deal. You just come back with a finishing burr and polish it off. Just take a look, make sure everything looks good. As we get ready to demonstrate removal of the temporary tattooth with colorant, Just wanted to make mention that we have noticed that Tattooths and Colorant applied to the buccal surfaces of maxillary teeth tend to last a little bit longer than those on mandibular teeth. With removal, it's pretty similar to removing the temporary tattooth without colorant. Except here you can see exactly where the bonding agent is. Just come in with a football-shaped finishing burr. Then I like to come back with the flame-shaped finishing burr just to get closer to the gingival margin or get any tight spaces. Also, I like to use the high-vac suction and no water spray. Just makes it a lot easier to see what you're removing. We mentioned this in the last video. If you've ever removed ortho cement, this is a pretty similar process. It helps if the tooth's dry. It gives you a better visual field so you can make sure you get all of the bonding agent in the image off. Once you've gotten the colorant off with the finishing burrs, I like to come back again with an enhanced polishing point and a slow speed handpiece just to make sure we get any little remnants off. Makes things feel nice and smooth. And just a reminder, everything done with the finishing burrs and the enhanced polishing point is done with just a really light touch. The colorant and bonding agent and the images all come off really easy. All right, there we go, rinse and dry. Make sure you got everything off. Looks good. Thanks for watching our videos, and we hope to have some more in the future.